Hello, it's Chris Munch here, and I would like to talk about something that's very important to drive rapid growth for your website. So, in any business, it really makes sense that if you can leverage someone else who is bigger than you to allow you access to the market, to get you more customers, to get you more visitors, to put you in front of a bigger audience, then that's a good thing. So, as an example, Airbnb is a website which leveraged Craigslist to get a lot of traffic and customers and exploded its business that way. And you yourself should be thinking along the same lines. Obviously, everyone, or almost everyone, tries to pull in from, sites like Facebook and sites like Google and tries to pull traffic in from there. And that's good and that can help, but you can really push forward if you're able to reach out and somehow get traffic and links from other websites within your niche or that are related to you. So you've probably heard like a lot of tips of how you can go about this. So here are some of the things which you may have heard and been told to do in order to reach out to an authority site, someone who's bigger than you, someone who maybe has tens of thousands of visitors a month or hundreds of thousands or even millions of visitors a month. This is the sort of thing you're being told to do in order to try and get their attention or to get links or to get traffic. So you may have been told to go comment on their website. You leave a comment, it gives you a link, and so you get some traffic that way. You could go and ask for a guest post, so you approach them and say, hey, I've got this really good article, can I send that to you and can you publish it, and it'll have a link back to your website. If the website has a forum, you could be posting in the forum and leaving links to your own content within there. You could send them a link to your own great content and say, hey, can you cover this? So essentially you send them a news tip of something very interesting to cover. You could send out a press release in hope that it gets in front of the eyes of bloggers and journalists who would be interested in what you're doing. You could ask to trade links. And the question is, does any of this really work? And if you've tried any of this, you've probably found a relatively low response rate to doing any of this. So the short answer is no, it doesn't work. And it can work in some cases, but the amount of traffic you're going to get is very little. The success rate you're going to get from this is very small. Very few people will pay attention to you when you go out and do this. And the best thing that you can do to try and understand why this is happening and then come up with a plan to do something different that is going to get you results is to step into their shoes. So if you step into the shoes of someone who owns a popular website, you will see that they are flooded with email. If you've contacted them for a guest post, or you've tried to show them something good on your site, or you've tried to spark some sort of relationship or something, you won't be alone in doing that. So one of my websites, which gets around 1,000 visitors a day, so it's not a particularly huge website, that's around 30,000 visitors a month in comparison to the huge websites that get millions of visitors a month. But let's just look how much email I'm getting from a relatively small website that gets 1,000 visitors a day. Here, I'm getting around here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 emails every single day, with people sending me press releases, tips of things they want to cover, videos that they want me to post on their site or on my site, and new products which are launching, and things they want me to promote, or links that they want me to trade, and all that sort of thing. Every single day, getting links like this, or getting emails like this. And it just becomes a lot of noise. So every day you get this stuff, it's just blocked out, and none of this is personal. It's just all mass emailed out. So all these emails here, you can guarantee that they've gone to several, if not tens or hundreds of other websites as well. And that's the situation that many people who are writing for large websites, who own large websites, or journalists, that's the sort of thing that they're getting. And they're often hit with a lot of annoying people. They're just being sent mass emails, and they've got to dig through and find what's actually interesting. And really, it just becomes a lot of noise. And it becomes more where, in the first place, the idea is, they get some information coming in. It might be helpful to find them stories to cover or people to work with and that sort of thing. But it just becomes too much noise. It's more work to actually sift through all that than to actually read it, or than to actually go out and do it themselves. So it doesn't really work very well. And you get these annoying people. Like, I even get PR companies that message me and act like they're doing me a favor by sending me content. And they'll even ask me to do things for them. They'll send me an email asking me which email to send things to. They'll send me an email asking for information about my website so that they can add it to their their distribution list and show it off to their clients, and just a lot of annoying things like that. So you get, people asking, how do I contact you, and they've contacted you already, or saying, can I ask you a question? There's just an endless amount of these annoying emails when you go through it, and so it's really off-putting to be going through these. So this is the situation. There's lots of pictures being sent at these people every day. So anyone who is anyone in their niche is just going to be, really bogged down with just, lots of people trying to grab their attention from all angles. And so the question is, what might you do to stand out? And so this is really about what I would call karma marketing. So you're looking to build good karma. You're not looking to go out there and ask for something. So this is a real change in the approach of what you do. So, if you want to get traffic from huge websites, and I've got traffic from huge websites, and it's, it's been in six figures in some cases from the effect of being able to partner or to work with people who own very big websites, and just to be able to connect with those people, it's very, very insightful, and I've learned a lot. And so when you approach them, you don't want to approach them and just go in there and be asking for something like everyone else is doing. You saw the list of emails I get is even worse for someone who has an even bigger website. And so what you need to do is you need to make it about them. And so you need to go in and talk about them. It's not about you and what you want. It's about them and what they are doing, what is good about what they are doing, why you have contacted them in the first place. And if you're contacting a site and you're really interested in building a relationship there, then there should be something which you want to compliment them about. There should be something great which you see. And so you approach it with really that mindset of dropping compliments. And then they shouldn't be shallow compliments. It should be, you should have a true interest in the site, especially if you're within a niche and you're passionate about it and you're learning about it. You will definitely have good things to say. You don't need to write an essay on it, just, a one-liner can be just a good thing to say. And you want to take a genuine interest in what they're doing. So you do want to be reading their site. It's good if you're writing comments on the site, but you want to be able to have a conversation with them and actually be, and they can actually see that you've read their site. It's not someone who said, oh, I like your site. I get these sort of emails all the time where someone said, oh yeah, I really like your site and what you're doing. Now can you go and post this link for me? And they've never looked at your site and they've sent the email to, 100 people or 1,000 people or something like that. If you take a genuine interest and your email is specifically customized to get to talk about them specifically, then it's going to make a difference. And that's really going to stand out, because all those emails which you saw that had come into my own inbox were just general emails that had been sent to loads of different people, and there was no interest specifically in what I was doing or any interest in my site. It was nothing about me. It was all about them, and anything that was about me was just faking it. And it's not going to work. And it may seem, I'm talking about looking at one site one-on-one and really getting to know what they're doing. It takes a little bit more time, but it's going to take you a lot more time to send emails to thousands of websites or hundreds of websites and get no response. That's a waste of time. Actually doing this and building a relationship with someone who is very influential and can send you a lot of traffic, that's much more worthwhile doing. And at the end of the day, you want to be connecting with those sorts of people. You should have a genuine interest to want to be their friend, and you should, have shared interests. You will find people that you really like and that you can work with and discuss the business and all that sort of thing. And when you contact them, you want to sell yourself as well. They're getting pitched from people every single day, and people who want to be their partners and stuff like that. You need to sell yourself, and you need to do it quickly. So within a sentence or a couple of sentences, you need to say, why they want to really pay attention to you, without coming across arrogant. You want to give them a background on what you're doing. So essentially, you give them a background which you're giving them a background, but at the same time you're selling yourself. And so you talk about the website which you own, or you don't have to mention it specifically, but you could talk about the traffic you get. You could talk about the number of fans on your Facebook fan page. You could talk about the amount of content you have on your site, who you connected with, and all these other sort of things, just to try and establish some credibility for yourself. And if you don't have any credibility, you can talk about if you don't have traffic or fans, or you've not established your site yet, you can talk about your knowledge and your expertise and your skills and that sort of thing. So essentially and they're going to hopefully interpret that as ways which you can help them, and that's what you then want to bring it to, is how you can actually help them. So You can do a large number of things in that. You can offer them links, you can offer tweets or shares or offer votes or even offer services to them or just offer good advice or offer content. But essentially you do something within the email, you make an offer, you extend some offer to them which is going to help you. So, if you've got a large Facebook fan page or you've got tweets or a good Twitter following or something like that, then you can approach them and say that, hey, I've got this large Facebook fan page, I really like the content on your site and I would like to begin posting it and sharing some of that. Is it okay if I use your images or link to your articles or something like that? So it's a genuine question, and by sharing their stuff on your Facebook fan page, you're not going to lose anything. You're going to be helping your visitors anyway. If you were posting the links or articles on your own website, again, you're providing, good content and interesting stuff to your audience, and so they're going to like it. You're not losing anything, but you're gaining a friend and you're building a relationship, and so that's what's important. And at the same time as well, you can offer content. You just need to be careful with that, because often when people are pitched for content, it's normally that it's not someone trying to help them out and add a cool post to their site. They're trying to get a link from that post, or they're trying to advertise their own services. So you have to be careful how you word that. It's often better to be offering services or tweets or links from your website or that sort of thing. And something that you can do no matter really who you are is you can always offer votes. You can set up a Twitter account and a Facebook account, but you can also vote for their content on sites like Reddit and Dig, to try and send them more traffic, and just like little things like that. You're extending help to them, and you're approaching them in a positive way and not in a way where you're trying to take from them. And you want to really then extend and have a conversation with them. So if this does work, and you will find that you'll get a good response rate from this when you do contact people and you're offering them links and you're offering something, they'll just put, that you've done something nice to them. They feel that they should at least owe you a reply, and then you want to have a conversation. So you want to keep that conversation going, and you really just want to start talking about different things in the biz. You can offer, you can go further and offer more things that you can help them with. You can talk about experience you've had and what's helped you in your business. So, just keep the conversation going. There's lots of shared interests which you'll have. So, just get to know them, get to chat with them, and you can, even, find out where they're from and other things about what they're into. And, there's even that information often online, so you can even research the person a little bit, and you could know some topics to discuss with them. They may have a profile on LinkedIn or Facebook, which gives you a clue of other things that they're interested in, whether they have a family or they're traveling or something like that. And something that you want to do as well is work your way up. So you don't go out and try and network with the biggest out there straight away. I mean, there's no harm in trying, but you may find that you're not yet so well established, or you don't yet have the credibility where they pay any attention to you, and because they're being pitched so often, and they've also probably got a lot more people trying to become their friend, you won't stand out as well. Whereas if you start off with some of the smaller people, some of the smaller websites that are maybe the same size or slightly bigger than you, but not necessarily the big leaders in your niche, and there's no problem with contacting the big leaders. You can go ahead and do it. You just may not get the response. But you can work your way up to that, because once you start to become friends with other people, say C or B players, they can introduce you to the B and the A players, so you get the introduction, so you can use that to help you network and connect with people. And even above all that, you can, as you work with each of these people, it's going to grow your own business. You'll find that's just going to naturally happen. You'll find that the conversation at some point should hopefully start to turn to what you're doing, and they may offer to help you in some way, and they'll be much more receptive to taking things like guest posts. And if you've produced a really awesome piece of content and you show them, you don't ask for something, but you show them and say, what do you think? They're much more likely to say, hey, I really like this, I'm going to post it on my site. And this is going to help you grow. You're going to get links, you're going to rank higher in Google, you're going to get direct traffic and all this sort of thing. You're going to develop more followers on Facebook and Twitter, and so you're going to build up. And then you can go and start to approach some of the bigger people as well if you don't get the introductions.